What's the crack, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Cards Everywhere here, bringing you another weekly league deck profile. Today we're going to try and take advantage of the amphibian deck in the arena using the new Indian Bullfrog card. So it's a relatively powerful deck. I'd say in the high mid-range. It probably won't get to rank 1, but it's something a little more interesting. So I'll give a quick rundown and we'll jump into a game. So first up we have Indian Bullfrog. On the play, your rare and epic amphibian cards, wherever they are, gain 28 power until played. Very strong effect. Next we have Grey Tree Frog. At the start of a turn, your opponent's cards in hand lose 5 power this turn. Next is Hellbender. On the draw, if your deck has 5 or more Monsters of the Deep cards, this card costs -5 energy permanently. We won't be taking advantage of that, but it is 8 for 80, so it's a fairly strong amphibian. Next we have Sicilian. On the draw, your opponent steals 2 energy from you. It is 5 for 90, and energy is not a problem in this deck, so we don't mind that downside. Next, Panoramian Golden Frog. On the return, if you lost a turn, your opponent loses 4 energy. Since it is a high energy week, that effect won't be too bad on the opponent, but it is a good frog for getting boosts. Next we have Wood Frog. On the play, if you are losing the round, your amphibian cards, wherever they are, gain 10 power until played. And on the return, if you lost a turn, your amphibian cards, wherever they are, gain 10 power until played. So some nice little boosts there. Next, European Fire-Bellied Toad. On the play, if you've lost 1 round this game, your common and rare amphibian cards, wherever they are, gain 20 power until played. Next is Mountain Chicken. On the play, if you are losing the round, your cards in hand gain 22 power this turn. Next is Glass Frog. On the return, your amphibian cards, wherever they are, gain 14 power until played. Next, Monte Ibra Eluth. On the return or on the draw, 3 of your random amphibian cards, wherever they are, with 3 or less base energy, gain 30 power until played. We do have a few of them in the deck, so we will get the full effect of that card. Next we have Titicaca Water Frog. On the play, if played between 2 Oceans and Seas cards, your amphibians, wherever they are, gain 27 power until played. It is a strong effect, but can be a bit difficult to pull off at times, as you do have to hold cards in your hand. Next, Pumpkin Toadlet. On the draw, your cards in hand with 3 or less base energy gain 30 power for 2 turns. And on the play, your amphibian cards in hand gain 10 power this turn. And the last of the amphibians is Wallace's Flying Frog. On the play, your amphibian cards, wherever they are, gain 18 power until played. Next we have a few Oceans and Seas cards, the first being Mud Skipper. On the return, your amphibian cards, wherever they are, gain 14 power this round. And if your deck also contains Axolotl or Glass Frog, your amphibians gain another 12 power this round. So we want to play this at the first turn of a round if possible. Next I've gone with the Flying Dutchman. On the play, if you're losing the round, your cards in hand gain 48 power this turn. And if you're winning the round, your Plundering Pirates, wherever they are, gain 36 power for 2 turns. It's a great card for coming back if you are losing the round. Next, Bobbit Worm. On the return, all cards, wherever they are with 50 or more base power, lose 25 power until played. Great card for this week, as a lot of people are playing some very strong stuff. And it only affects Stampede and Sicilian and Hellbender. Oh, and the Indian Bullfrog. So it does affect a few cards in the deck, but I think it's worth it. Next we have Tetsudo Formation. On the return, your cards, wherever they are, gain 48 power and cost +3 energy this round. That's more than okay, as the energy is not a problem in this deck. And lastly, we have Stampede. On the play, your Life Online cards, wherever they are, gain 25 power and you lose 2 energy this round. So guys, that is the deck. Let me know what you think about them down in the comments, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. I know there is a few different versions of frogs, so I might play one with more common frogs in it and use nautical lines. But for now, I'll run with this and see how it does for me. I'd say we can win a game or two. I am in the lower ranks at the moment. Again, I didn't have much time last week, so I did drop a few ranks. I think I only got to 4. But hopefully this week I'll be able to catch back up. So here we go. We have our first opponent. I think it is a bot, but you'll still get a general idea of how the deck does. So we have our Indian, and we've got our Hellbender and the Tetsudo Formation. So it looks like it is a right stuff deck with some history cards. I have seen that deck knocking about already. It is relatively powerful, but I think we can handle it with this deck. So we have our Glass Frog. We play the Toad and the Panoramian for a 3/4/3. We haven't quite caught up, but we are almost there, and we do have our Dutchman if needed. I am hoping to draw another Oceans and Seas card. Unfortunately, we did not. So I will try to win without it. Since we are losing the round, we'll get our boost from Wood Frog. And the other ones also boost all of our frogs. So it looks like it was enough to gain the victory on the first round. So here we go into round 2. And round 3 is our arena. So we did draw the Mud Skipper. I do want to get Titicaca around, as I don't want to be holding on to the cards. So I think I'll swap around the Dutchman to come out earlier. We won't be getting the full effect of Dutchman, which is unfortunate. And it looks like a very strong hand from the opponent. Luckily, we only run a few legendary cards in this deck, so Identity Theft is not the best against us. There is Stampede. I think I'll get that around right now. We'll play Sicilian, and I think we'll play Monte Ibra for a 4/7/3. Looks like that is enough to get us in the lead. And we'll see if we can draw a decent hand. It looks fairly strong to me. So we get our Indian back around, play Hellbender, and the Grey Tree Frog as well for a 6/04. So that is more than enough to gain the upper hand. And I think we should have a very easy time next round, as it is our arena. And we'll be getting a nice big boost to all of our frogs. And we have Tetsudo as well to boost things even further. So I think we will play the Tetsudo for a 3/9/5. I think it probably is a bit of overkill, but we may as well go for the big numbers. So Glass Frog will be boosting all of our amphibians. And we'll also get the Tetsudo boost. So they'll all be close to 200. So I think we'll play our Wallace. We'll play the Pumpkin and the Pomeranian for a 6-7-4. It's a strong turn from the opponent, but the arena advantage is too much. So we have a nice 200 lead, nearly 250. And we have 3 more frogs. I'm just going to put them all out for another 600 turn. And that guarantees us the victory. So as you can see, it can do some very good damage in the arena. And even without the arena bonus, it still does fairly good numbers. We never got to play the Bobbit Worm, but we didn't need to. So that's the deck, guys. Don't forget to let me know what you think, and like and subscribe if you did enjoy. And I'll be back again during the week with another deck profile. Cards everywhere, out.